thank you for joining me in your practice today. I'm KT with Mystic Yoga. So in a lot of my classes this past week or in the weeks to come, I'm teaching crow pose, so Bakasana. Bakasana crow pose is an arm balance posture that I personally really love. And the reason why I really love it is because it's kind of a gateway arm balance posture. It maybe is for most of us, and I can't speak for everybody, but for the majority of practitioners, it's kind of the first true arm balance or, feet off the ground kind of experience that we find ourselves in a yoga practice. And so today I want to show some of the breakdown of how to enter the posture, how to exit the posture, and also some modifications or some variations that you can choose from. So if you are in a yoga practice, or a yoga class rather, you can choose. You can maybe find a different avenue or kind of, stick the toe in the pool and see how it works and then go from there. So as we start out, we're gonna need a blanket and we're gonna need a block. Now for the blanket, you can choose. If you have a bolster or even just a nice soft towel, you could use that as well. It's really optional for that. So as we do set up, we're gonna start out placing our blanket in front of our mat. So the reason why I'm setting it in front of the mat is because that's going to be somewhere that, if we walk too far forward, if the balance kind of shifts us there, we have a soft landing pad, so it's kind of nice that way. We are going to use the block because this is where we're going to be setting our feet. So starting out in a tabletop position, we're just going to set up our block just as so, a little bit closer. You notice that it's beyond the halfway line of my mat. It's going to have to be pretty close because as we work into this arm balance, our knees are going to be finding their way right up towards the highest point of our tricep, almost into the armpits. So our hips got to be pretty open for this, so do our shoulders. And we also have to have enough upper body strength. So we're kind of jumping the gun and just looking straight to the arm balance specific. So obviously there would be some more preparatory actions before coming into the posture, just as a side note. However, if you're kind of ready to get into the arm balance, these are some of the steps to kind of work through. Starting out, option A here for a modified variation, you're welcome to take Malasana Yogi Squat. So if you ever find that taking the arm balance is just not for you, you're welcome to take that block, set it underneath your hips and sit up nice and tall and kind of go from there. You're also welcome to set the blanket under your heels if the heels kind of lift up a little bit. If the heels rest down, you're welcome to take this variation. Arms could be extended if that helps kind of encourage the knees and kind of go from there. Option A, no arm balance, but kind of that same feeling of hip opening action. Now, as we work into the actual arm balance of Bakasana, coming back to that original spot of all fours, and then we're going to move into downward facing dog so that we can walk our feet forward. So notice as I set up my hands aren't going to be in any particular place except right where we've been for downward facing dog, plank pose, all of it. Starting out in a downward facing dog position, we're going to start here. Now, typically in downward facing dog, our eyes are going to be looking back towards our legs, towards our belly, towards that drishti there. As we take crow pose, we have to start looking forward. Why? Because that's where we're going to be going. So as we begin to walk our feet, note that I'm not going to lift my hands up to get my feet onto the block. I'm going to keep my hands steady. So I have a base, so I'm not letting go of the earth. So as I pick up one foot, pick up the other, I create kind of a little perch here. So I have the balls of the feet on this block, and my block is pretty sturdy. It's pretty sturdy foam. So just keep that in mind. So as we come onto this block, we stay rooted in our hands. Fingertips are spread wide. But as we take this arm out, we have to kind of grip with our fingertips a little bit. My teacher would always say kitty cat claws, so if that kind of helps you get the picture there. So as you spread your fingertips, we also have to grip with our fingertips. Eyes are going to be shifting forward. Now, notice that my spine rounds a little bit here and I'm drawing my knees up towards the upper part of my tricep, inner armpit. I'm not drawing my knees outside. Why? Because as we put this pressure to the outer elbows, we're just going to squeeze in and then nothing's really holding our arms. So as we create this base, with our hands and with our arms, we're using our knees to also create the connection. Eyes are going to stay remaining forward. That's why we have our blanket here. So notice as I round my spine, my tailbone lengthens towards my heels, kind of like cat back. I'm not cramming the shoulders into the neck space. I'm keeping my neck nice and long. picking up one foot, maybe picking up the other, maybe just rocking forward and rocking back, kind of just moving forward and back, kind of playing with it. If you feel you can take flight, squeeze the inner elbow, squeeze, 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 round, round, round. Use that core strength, grip with your fingertips, eyes stay forward, and then slowly as you dismount, bring those toes back into the block. Let the hands stay connected as you dismount from your block, and then come into maybe child's pose if that allows you to soften out of crow pose, out of Bakasana. You're welcome to come to lie back if you're ready for Shavasana. So as we take these preparatory actions, keep that in mind. There are a few workings before going into this arm balance, but these are some of the step-by-step kind of breakdown of the arm balance, and then go from there, and then maybe you can keep flying your crow. Thank you for joining me in your practice today. Again, I'm KT. Please visit me at mysticyoga.com for more details for group classes and private sessions here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank you so much. Have a great day and namaste.